glad to be able to welcome an exercise teammate with me today. Paula and I share Tai Chi Qigong classes here in Wakefield. And when I started talking to Paula in between our exercises, I found out we have a lot to share about food and cooking. And then when we proceeded to talk more, I found out that you're gluten-free. And I have a few cousins who are gluten-free, and I've been ever so mindful of different changes, dietary and recipes, so I can make things a little bit easier for them and for folks like yourself. How did you find out you were gluten-free?
Gloria, thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome.
I've always had a sensitive stomach, even as a child. But as I grew older, it became a little worse. So I went to my doctor, and they performed all kinds of tests, and they ruled out anything bad. And they said, no, you're very healthy. I ended up at an endocrinologist's office, and she told me to give up gluten and wheat, just as an experiment to try it. And I did, and it was amazing. I feel so much better.
Wow. Okay, now that's you.
Yes.
What about other people in your family?
No one had the problem, not anyone that I can remember. And my husband, of course, if I was cooking for my husband, he had to go on the same diet. And he did, and he found out that it made him feel better also.
See that? So different changes, dietary changes,
Yes.
how important it is.
Very, yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing this show with you today because we have a beautiful, light meal that I think our viewing audience will really enjoy. Now, let me see if I can show you how we're going to start out. First, we're going to be making salmon, and that will be on like a grill fry pan. Paula, you're going to do some salad, and she brought along her great Greek dressing, and she'll explain to you the contents of that as we proceed through the show. And then we're going to show you how you can really take gluten-free bread and roll it and make beautiful mushroom onion roll-ups and asparagus cheese roll-ups. They are delicious, and they're baked in the oven, and it shows you that the bread really is pliable. The very last thing over here is a gluten-free biscuit, and it can be used as a side with a meal. And then we're also going to take and make wonderful strawberries and whipped cream shortcake, and that is truly a favorite of mine. So that is going to be the very last thing on the show. Now, this is what your dressing looks like.
Yes.
And it certainly looks like it has many wonderful ingredients in it. And so Paula will share that with us shortly. The very last thing is a napkin design. And Paula, I'm going to show you how to put this arrow together. And it's very important when you're hosting an event and you have guests, it's nice to be able to make a beautiful table setting. Simple at that. And I am going to show you how to put this together, and I will show Paula as well, and it is very easy. And in the future, if you would like, I can do other napkin designs as well to enhance your table setting. So we are going to proceed to the kitchen and put together a gluten-free meal.
Thank you, Gloria.
The wild Alaskan salmon that I'm preparing today comes frozen in individual packages. And the best thing to do is to put your salmon in the micro and put it on 3 minutes defrost. And when you take it out, you can peel the skin off very easily. What I do is I first prepare the pan. I'm heating it up and put a little bit of olive oil in the base, and then I apply a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon pepper, and then add the fish and coat it with the olive oil again and add more lemon pepper to that. And it's a few minutes on each side on a medium heat range, and it should come out delicious.
I'm going to put together a green salad that was mentioned at the beginning of the show. It has lettuce, a lot of greens, cucumber, olives, and tomatoes. And I'm also going to show you how to make a decorative cucumber sliced up. My salad dressing that Gloria spoke about at the beginning of the show, I have the ingredients for you. It's a small garlic clove, a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon of oregano, a quarter of a cup of red wine vinegar, half of a lemon, a half a cup of organic extra virgin olive oil, and salt and pepper.
The gluten-free biscuit is only 3 ingredients. The all-purpose baking mix, and that's very important that you remember that, an all-purpose baking mix, gluten-free, and that's 2 cups. And then you have heavy cream and an egg. And wait till you see the lovely biscuit it makes. Now, for the gluten-free roll-ups, I'm going to begin with the mushroom onion. Take 4 slices of gluten-free bread, cut around the crust. Roll it out nice and thin, but make sure you take your all-purpose baking mix and apply it to both sides of the bread and the rolling pin, and roll it nice and thin. Then take some chopped onions, I prefer Vidalia onions, sweet, and chopped mushrooms, and put them in a fry pan. Just get them so that they're sautéed. I use a half a cup of each, a mayonnaise that is gluten-free, and I prefer one with grapeseed oil, and just apply it to the bread, add your mushrooms and onions, roll them up, and make sure that you apply melted butter over all.
We're using 2 to 4 slices of gluten-free bread. I'm going to cut the crust off. I'm going to flour my rolling pin, my board, and the bread, top and bottom of the bread. And then I'm going to roll it so that it's fairly thin. On top of that, I would put my cream cheese and chives, spread that out evenly, a little cheddar cheese on top of that, and my asparagus. Roll it up very tightly and spread it with a little melted butter, seam side down.
A surprise insert to our gluten-free program is carrot cake whoopie pies. And just so our viewing audience understands, it's the basic carrot cake recipe. If people have a nut-free allergy, you don't use the nuts. Otherwise, you add the carrots, the raisins, and again, I'm reminding you to use an all-purpose baking mix, gluten-free. You do it the same way you would a carrot cake, and then you just take a big tablespoon and place it 2 inches apart on a bake tray. And you bake it not for as long a time as you would for a cake, you would bake it for approximately half the time, maybe about 20-25 minutes. And then the filling, it only consists of cream cheese, confectioner's sugar, vanilla, and some softened butter. Okay. So this is confectioner's sugar. I like to make sure that the cheese is soft as well as the butter because it gets incorporated better. This, okay. That's that. Be very careful of this blade. Just clean it off with a spatula if you're using any type of electrical implement like this. That, and you know what I find, Paula?
Yes.
I like to trim them around a little bit.
To make them nice and neat looking.
Exactly. So in the kitchen, you can use a finger and just wipe it off. Want me to maybe leave this for you?
Yeah, we'll share that.
Sure.
These look delicious, Gloria.
Oh, they are. And like I say, I've made some without the nuts, and others I've added all the raisins, nuts, and carrots. But you can do either way, but it's a very, very easy recipe.
Well, I know I'll be making these.
Just leave them in the oven long enough. You know, it's important that you keep it in at least 20 some odd minutes, 20, 25 minutes. Too soon and they can't come out a little bit too cakey. They need to have some substance to them.
Okay.
And then chill them. They also can be frozen.
Gee, that's great to have them for a party and to
That's right.
just defrost.
And I use a regular soup spoon. You know, you can call it a tablespoon, but this is, you know, regular soup spoon is fine.
To put the filling in,
Right.
Gloria? Yeah.
Well, to also, not only the filling, but the mixture itself on the bake tray. I find that's much easier. That's a good
Is it?
rule
Okay.
of thumb.
Just have one more here.
Okay.
Very easy to do.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
Yeah. Together, Paula and I are putting together these wonderful strawberry shortcakes.
Yes.
And if you see us doing a lot with a lot of plates, it's because we have a crew out here and we have a little observation booth with people watching, and I think they'll look forward to this. So just take a biscuit and we fill it. Add a few strawberries. Don't overload it. And then add your top, a few more squirts of whipped cream, and then 3 strawberries on the top. There you have. Okay. and continue making as many. And I also have nice whipped cream here on a spoon. You just take, spoon it on, decorate it, add your top, spoon it on again, and add a few more strawberries.
Very easy, Gloria.
Isn't it great?
Delicious
And then if you
dessert.
have more left, you can always decorate a corner and add a strawberry in the corner of your dish.
Oh, how pretty.
A little bit here, and I'll even add one here onto the little cutting board. Just, I'll do another one so that we can get a good picture of strawberries. There. And just add whipped cream. I'm going to take a few of your strawberries too, okay?
Oh, sure.
This, and this, and I'll cut a few more. That. All you do is just take, quarter it.
Very
After
nice.
you've wiped off your strawberries just a little bit with a wet cloth. Don't over-wash your strawberries. It just, they wilt. There you have that.
Now, if I didn't have one of these little gadgets at home, Gloria, I could just use a spoon?
Absolutely.
I'm running
Absolutely. I'll resort to my little gadget.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to make enough so everyone can enjoy this treat. I added a little xanthan gum to this, but I noticed it's a little bit loose, and the regular bowl of whipped cream is much thicker.
Okay.
But there you have it, and I'll do one more. And this one isn't open, so I'll show you again how easy it is to just cut right through.
You know, Gloria, even if you put a little blueberry on top, it would be perfect for the
Oh.
4th of July.
That would be great.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great too, you're right. Good idea.
Everybody would love it.
Just that I'm a whipped cream fanatic, and but I have a conscience I live with, my husband, and he tells me not to have too much whipped cream. But this should be enough for the entire crew.
There we are.
There.
Fantastic.
Okay, as promised, a napkin design. Fold into a triangle, have the other corners meet the top point, flip it over, fold it down, and put your finger in the middle, and there you have it. Perfect. Great job. This too is very easy. Again, point to point. Have each point meet with the top point. Flip it over, fold it down, leave about an inch, and then fold, put your finger in, and there you have it. I want to thank you for being my guest today, and I learned a lot about gluten-free products through you and through experimenting for this show.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll enjoy tasting this meal, you, your husband, my husband, and the viewing audience, the crew. And please check YouTube for the recipes. If you have any questions, contact me at glomez@verizon.net. See you
Thank you,
soon.
Gloria, very much.
Thank you.